Reish Nun Aleph, first column, bottom paragraph. Spoke about it now about L'chvodi Barosif, right? Whatever Hashem created in this world was for His glory. Therefore, he says, therefore, when you study Torah, you have to study Torah Lishma. And not only study Torah Lishma, that the person himself could study Torah Lishma, but he's not really something to emulate. Meaning he should be a Kiddush Hashem. So we're really in the second paragraph. He quoted the Gemara in Yuma. Second paragraph. Aval gav she'oski b'Torah Lishma tzor shia imze hanoga yofe. Hanoga yofo kedei sheyakov Hashem yizborch toroso. You have to behave properly. Person, shushes everybody in shul. But he actually grates on everybody's nerves. People, they don't want to look at him. You understand? That's not hanoga yofo. I mean, there's no other way. There's one thing. But if there's a way you could do it, droched dachinoam, pleasant, that people should see you in a positive way, it's irrelevant what you think. The hanoga, the behavior has to be something which is attractive, which people are attracted to. Pirkei Yom Kippurim, famous Gemara. It says, "V'ahavto eis Hashem Elokecho." Right, first beginning of the Kriya Shema. She Hashem Shemayim misayiv al yodecho. Ve'ohavto. That through you the name of Hashem should be beloved. You should be the one to facilitate the love of Hashem to others by you being the role model. You should study. You should learn Mishnah. You should study the Gemara. Interact with Talmud Chachamim. V'diburo benachas. When you speak, it should be speak with gentleness. Imabrios. Umecho me'aso umasno b'shuk noeh. Your business dealings should be in a pleasant way. V'nose nabrios be'emuno. You act honestly. One's word is the equivalent of a gold. Be'emuno, we're trustworthy. Ma'abrios omer solo. What do people say about such a person? Every aspect of the person is something to be admired. Ashrei ploni shlomad Torah. People say, fortunate is this man who studied Torah. Ashrei ov shelimdo Torah. Fortunate his father taught him Torah. Ashrei rabo shelimdo Torah. Oy lo lohem livnei odom shlo lomdo Torah. Woe to those who did not study Torah. Re'isim ploni, people say, re'isim ploni shlomad Torah. You see that so-and-so studied Torah. Kami yofin drochov. It's a different standard of behavior. Kama sukonim masov. How perfect are his ways. All of kosov yobali avodai. Avdiato, Hashem b'cho espoyer. So the Gemara concludes, that's the one Hashem says, you are my servant, through you I will be glorified. Where every aspect of the person's behavior is a Kiddush Hashem. I remember many years ago, I told over the story, there was a person who used to come to the class, grew up conservative in a certain community, and outwardly he behaved religiously. He wore a yarmulke, he knew how to daven, knew everything, came to learn, and he always had a smile, pleasant, but he was like a snake in the grass, this guy. Whenever they asked a question with a smile, I knew it was coming down the pike. It was bordering on heresy, the question. No, always. So one time, remember, he said, it was a class, he drove a Hatzalah ambulance, this person. And he says to me, we were studying something, and he says, the priests, the rabbis cannot hold up a candle to the priest. There's the comment he makes, would you imagine? And he said they made the comment to the wrong person. So I said, how do you see that? He says, look, he went on a Hatzalah call. And anybody who calls Hatzalah, even a non-Jew, they go on the call, if they're called. And they go to this apartment, and this apartment, the level of filth and stench, he never saw anything like it in his life. There was a non-Jewish woman dying, and there was a priest there administering her last rites. In this filth and this squalor and everything else. He says, do you think you'd find a rabbi doing such a thing? Would you find a rabbi doing such a thing? I said, I want to ask you a question. I said, firstly, if she's living in such squalor, he shows up to put her into the grave. Why wasn't he earlier to help her out? She shouldn't live in such squalor. If he's such a tzaddik, this priest, the priest is something to be admired. Secondly, does he help Jews or he only helps his own kind? What are we talking about over here? So what are you so impressed with? That was the end of the conversation. B'cho aspoyer. This is what you mispoyer of. This is what God is glorified with. There was a certain rabbi of an Orthodox synagogue. It's not a temple. Orthodox synagogue. That he spoke, and the people, I heard it from the people who attend his shul. It was the Yom Kippur Kol Nidre appeal. He said, remember what he said? We have to emulate Mother Teresa in terms of a kindness. This is at the Kol Nidre appeal. This is the same guy who has a picture of the Pope in his lobby. You understand? You understand what's going on over here? The people nearly fainted. People, they weren't that religious. But Mother Teresa, Yom Kippur night, Kol Nidre appeal. This is who you have to... What was her whole objective emphasis? She was a missionary. What do you think she went to the slums of Calcutta? To what? To bring people, to Christianize them. What did she do there? You think she was interested in helping people?